Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't been here before, we're happy to have you. And for all those familiar faces, I have a really exciting video to share today, which I have not shared before. It's a what I eat in a day video. And I'm really excited to share this because now I am heading towards the age of 56. And I have gained so much knowledge about the right foods to eat for feeling good, for maintaining my weight. And I wanted to share this with all of you. I know a lot of you are very interested. So I'm gonna take you through what I eat in a day. I do wanna preface this by saying that this is my diet, my routine. I know everybody has differences and everybody has different preferences. So this is just a basic guideline of what I eat, but I also along the way and in the video plan to share some of the things I have learned in my health and wellness journey. So whether you are looking to build muscle or looking to lose weight or even just maintain your figure, I hope you find the video helpful. You ready to get started? Let's go. So we're going to start with breakfast. So my day starts around 7:30 a.m. I like to get about 8 or 9 hours of sleep. And during that time, obviously, your body does not have any fuel. So as you have heard your mom, your grandma, everybody that loves you tell you breakfast is the most important meal of the day, they are in fact telling you the truth, and here's why. So as your body is depleted of food, it is depleted of energy. And if we start our day without replenishing that energy, we're going to be tired, we're gonna have mental fog, and guess what? We're gonna be hungrier throughout the course of the day. So even if it means getting up a little earlier, and if you don't have time to cook, you can prepare something the evening before. That works also. Please make sure to eat your breakfast. Years ago, I used to skip my breakfast, and that just resulted in binge eating and also drops in energy level. So I'll tell you what I eat for breakfast. Now, I found that when I eat a carb for breakfast, I get hungrier faster. So really the key to staying fuller for longer and stretching out the time between meals is to eat a breakfast high in protein. So I have my 2 brown organic eggs, and what I like to do is I like to put them in a little frying pan, and I have some olive oil, it's avocado olive oil, and I will just scramble it. I don't do seasonings and I don't do a lot of salt because the sodium will bloat you and make you retain water. But I really like flavorful foods. So I have a really nice pink Himalayan salt, and they're in grinders, and this is black peppercorn. So I'll do that over my eggs. And then to add even more protein, I like a high protein yogurt. I don't like the yogurt that has the fruit at the bottom. I think it's too sweet. I think there's a lot of unnecessary sugar. So I like to get a high protein yogurt that has mixed fruit throughout, which is not actually that sweet syrupy fruit. If you've ever had it, it's more of like a high, a yogurt, a Greek yogurt type of a thing. And then I put my own fruit in it. So I like to have some blueberries and some raspberries. So let's make breakfast. So we're making the eggs. I like to scramble them a little bit. We're just gonna do the grind, a little bit of salt, and I put them on low heat so I don't burn them. While they're cooking, I did want to mention something I'm sure many of you have been seeing all over the news and health magazines, probably other vloggers, but that's the topic of metabolic health. So metabolic health is really important. It's actually a very predictive measure of your energy levels, how you feel, and there are links to certain chronic diseases and longevity. So I've been very cognizant and I've been learning more about my metabolic health. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but I've actually been using an app called Levels, so much more than an app. And it's been a great way to track my food and to measure what I'm putting into my body and how it's correlating to my metabolic health. So did you know that only 12% of Americans have a good metabolic health score? That's a very low percentage in my opinion, but there's really no reason for that. We can do so much to help control our metabolic health. So as part of today's video, as I show you what I eat throughout the day, I wanna talk to you about that and how I've been using levels to understand my metabolic health and to make sure that I'm on the right track throughout the day. So I have the Levels app on my phone, and I want to tell you a little bit more about it and how I've been using it. So unlike calorie trackers, Levels is a health improvement app that uses AI to help with habit tracking and food logging to assist in your metabolic health and understanding how to improve things like energy, sleep, nutrition, etc. So it's very, very comprehensive. There's also the ability to monitor your glucose, which, as you know, can be tied in to so many different health things. So we'll talk a little bit about that later, but one of the ways that I use Levels, and I'm obsessed with it, is you can actually just take a photo through the app of your food. You can do that with something you make at home, or you can do it when you're out in a restaurant, and it's going to give you the specific nutrient information. So I'm obsessed with this because I profess that I'm not great at understanding the macros and the different nutritional breakdown in what I'm eating. So I've been using it lately, and I find that it's so much more informative, and I actually know what fat I'm getting, what sugars I'm getting, and it gives you a daily summary. So that's even better. Very, very cool. So one of the really informative things I learned about myself was that I was not getting enough protein in the morning, and that's why I started doing the egg and the high protein yogurt. And what ended up happening was I just started to lose energy throughout the day. I got hungry a lot quicker, and also I noticed that I wasn't really maintaining my muscle weight. I'm 55 now, so I really need to eat more protein, and without Levels, I would not have known that. The other thing it really helped me with was I started to get the midday slump, but instead of being a 3 o'clock slump, it was like moving towards a 1 o'clock slump, which was just not good. And it taught me that all I had to do was move a little bit. So it gave me feedback. It said basically walk 20 minutes after you eat your lunch, and you're gonna have a little more energy. And I started doing it, and it's working. I definitely can get past the hump, and I have more energy for the rest of the day. So, okay, let's get into lunch now, next meal of the day. So here I have all of my yummy lunch treats. And what I wanna say is that my breakfast pretty much tides me over. So I'm eating at breakfast about 8 a.m. And then what I'm doing is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm eating lunch, doing my 20-minute walk, because Levels told me to do that. It's been really helping me. And now we're ready for lunch. So I love a good salad. And I know a lot of you think, oh, salad's a salad, it's not gonna fill me up, but that's completely wrong. Salads, if they're done right, are rich in fiber, and if you add the right nutrients and don't overdo it with the dressing, it's a perfect meal. The other reason I really love salads is for those of you who don't work out of your house, they're great for on the go. So all the things I have here to make my salad, you can put in a Tupperware and you can bring to work with you. And every office has a refrigerator, so there's no need to heat it up. And if you don't want to use the community refrigerator, because I know sometimes that can be kind of gross, you can just take like a little cooler and an ice pack and you're fine. So I like to have a lot of different greens in my salad. Stay away from iceberg. I know that's the most common type of lettuce. There's nothing wrong with it, but iceberg is not nutrient dense. So you wanna have leafy greens. I like to have some romaine, and I like some fresh cabbage. Make sure that you're always rinsing everything, because you just never know what kind of chemicals, pesticides are used. And of course, I have some little cherry tomatoes in different colors. They're rich in antioxidants. So we're just gonna chop that all up, and then we're gonna add our protein. So I like to do lean chicken cutlet, and these are about 4 ounces each, which I think is a good amount of protein in my diet, and they're lean and thinly sliced. So I put them in a little pan and I do like a wok and put them over strips in my salad. Have to have cheese, but this is low-fat mozzarella cheese. So trying to stay away from anything high-fat. Cheese is a killer. It's so easy. I've done it myself. I can eat cheese from morning to night, but try to stay away from it. And if you do want the cheese, that's fine. Just do the low-fat. I like to have a little crunch in my salad. Croutons are typically deep fried. Stay away from bacon bits, lots of sodium. So these I just find at various health stores, and I buy them in bulk, and they're just organic little pita chips. So it provides a nice little crunch. Mix it all up, we have a yummy salad, and then the most important tip of all here is we do not do salad dressing. So do not put dressings on the side. That is also an issue because people think they're getting less calories, but you're not, you're dipping it in. So my grandma, my Italian grandma, used to make a salad dressing. It's really good. Some good olive oil and some lemon juice. And again, you can use that pink Himalayan salt and maybe some peppercorn, grind it up, toss it all together. You have a delicious salad. I also wanted to show you Dijon mustard because some people like to have some flavoring on their protein. So if you wanted to bake these and put a little coat and then just put it in the oven, that's also a great way to make your chicken. And then lastly, I like to do some sort of snack on the side that's sort of kind of carb related, but not a piece of bread or garlic bread. So these are vegetable spring rolls, and I did pick these up pre-prepared, but I wanted to mention that pre-prepared foods are not always awful. What you want to do is you just want to obviously read the ingredients. So you want to look at the calories, the sodium, the saturated fat, and these are pretty good. They're easy to make. I can just bake them in the oven. I usually do 2 of these with my salad, and we're set to go. So now it's about 4 o'clock and we're getting into snack time. I'm not a big sweet eater. I'm very much of a savory person. So again, this is just my preference. It's on the savory side. If you're a sweet person, there's plenty of healthy, sweet alternatives for you. I do want to talk a little bit about glucose monitoring as it relates to this. Now, as I've been mentioning, I've been using levels to understand more about what I'm eating, how it's affecting my energy, and all of my other health patterns throughout the day. I haven't tried this yet, but Levels also has a continuous glucose monitoring product available, and I am planning to do that shortly. So once I do, I will come back and share that experience with you. I'm really excited about that because I know that monitoring glucose levels is really important. It's not just if you're diabetic, but it's really for everybody because it can affect so many things with your health. So I just really love that they have that capability. And the other thing that they have, which I think is pretty amazing because it's very comprehensive, is you can have your blood results sent to them, or you can get labs done through Levels, and that integrates seamlessly into all of your other data. So you're able to monitor everything, see how it ties into your other health patterns. It's a very, very comprehensive, holistic approach. So let's get into my snack. Probably gonna think it's boring. I love chips and salsa. I've been eating these since, so good. I was a teenager. These are slightly salted, and then I have some fresh salsa. Again, sorry that I'm eating on camera. You can bring these to work with you. Very, very easy to make. So before we head into dinner, for those of you who have been interested in my experiences that I've been sharing about Levels, I will go ahead and I'll put a link in my description. It's levels.link/Janine, and right now they are offering 2 months free off their annual subscription to my subscribers. So it's a great deal, and I encourage you to take advantage of it. So heading into dinner now, I typically eat dinner about 7 p.m., 7:30. I don't like to eat much after that because I do notice it affects my sleep, and I'll toss and I'll turn. But this is a very typical dinner for me, and I do vary, but this is one of my favorites, super easy to make. So we're gonna start out with our foundation. I had chicken for lunch, so we're gonna do some ground beef. This is delicious. I just put this in a wok. You can tell I use a wok for a lot of things. And my secret go-to is Old Bay seasoning. For those of you who have had it, it is so flavorful. It's really not that high in sodium. And I mix it in, and I feel like I'm eating at a Mexican restaurant a delicious taco, but with my lean beef. And then of course we have to have some veggies. So I have some fresh green beans. I will just steam these, and this is just delicious, and they're crunchy. And then when I used to compete in my competitions, I became very obsessed with sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are great for you. They are just so nutritious, and you can really make them in so many different ways. I literally will even eat the skin. They say that the skin has high nutrients. So I wrap it in a paper towel, believe it or not, and I put it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. It gets super soft, and then I just slice it. I'll cut it up a little, and I will put some cinnamon on it, maybe some brown sugar, maybe a tiny dab of butter, low-fat butter, but not always. And there we go, that's my dinner. So very simple, but it fills me up. And then if you notice, what I have behind me is a glass of water. Yes, water. No soda. I'm not a big alcohol drinker, so I like it in a fancy glass because it makes me feel special. And sometimes I get a fresh lemon or a fresh lime to put in my water. So I hope that you found this helpful. This is just the average day in my life as a 55-year-old mom, business owner, and what I eat. And it's simple, it's healthy, it's predictable and consistent. I do go out to dinner on the weekends once a night, and I will splurge because it is important to have a cheat meal. That's a whole other topic of another video we'll get into at a later date. Please, if you have any what I eat in a day tips to share, put them in my comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please share the video if you think anybody else would find it informative. I'll see you all soon. Feel good.